Hello, my name is Garza, and my topic is on how to change your car's oil. Have you ever been at a Jiffy Lube or at Take 5 and thought, I could probably change my oil by myself? Well, you can. Changing your oil is not as hard as you think. I will guide you through steps on how to change your car's oil. I will give you advice on how to save time and money. We'll cover the necessary tools, steps, and useful tips on performing a successful oil change. With all that being said, let's prepare our workspace and our materials. So to prepare for our oil change, we'll first have to gather materials. Our materials consist of oil, an oil filter, an oil filter remover, a drain pan, wrenches, a funnel, and a pair of gloves. The oil depends on the type of vehicle you have. So you're gonna have to consult to the owner's manual to see what oil type you need and the capacity, or you can look it up online to see what you need. It has all the information you need, so you can consult to either or. And now that you're all prepared, let's go on with the steps. So the first thing you want to do when performing an oil change is lifting up your car. So you want to use a jack to elevate your car and elevate it to the height you need, because you're gonna have to go underneath the car. And once you elevate it to the sufficient height, make sure you use jack stands so it can support the vehicle and you won't risk it falling. And after you got it up, you want to locate the oil gasket and remove the drain plug and let the oil drain out completely. After the oil has been drained out completely, you're gonna want to replace the plug or use the same plug depending on its condition. And after the oil is removed and the plug is back on, you're going to want to locate the oil filter and remove it. And a little bit of oil is gonna come out, so you're gonna want to let that drain too. And once it's completely drained, you're going to add the new oil filter. And when you put the new oil filter, make sure you lube up the top with oil. And once everything is put back on, you're going to want to add the new oil to the engine. And once it's all added, you're going to want to check if you use the sufficient amount of oil. In order to check that, you're gonna have to use a dipstick. So when using a dipstick, it will show you if you use enough oil or if you need some more. It's just depending on what you read on the dipstick. So once the oil is all added, you're gonna want to do its final check and turn on the engine and check for leaks. You want to make sure that everything is done correctly and that there's no fluids leaking, especially the oil. And if you see that there's no leaks and everything's running good, and then that means you perform a successful oil change. So after everything is good, you want to clean up. So the oil that you had taken out, you're gonna want to dispose of it, and make sure you recycle the oil in the designated area. And when it comes to these oil changes, you're going to want to keep a record of when and how often you do the oil changes. Oil changes are regularly performed 3,000 to 5,000 miles, so you got to change it around that mark. Make sure you change it regularly, and make sure you jot down or keep a record of when you change it, and keep that consistency going. So that way, there's no problems, and the oil is regulated and kept in a good condition. And once once you follow all the steps and you obtain all the information that was shared, now you know how to change your car's oil, and now you know how to save time and money. Changing your car's oil, learning how to do it, it's a valuable trait, and it's both satisfying and practical.